Ashlyn.
I'm Ellie.
And this is what's happening in
This Week in Gambling.
Howdy, y'all, and welcome to This Week in Gambling, our last show before I take the week off for Thanksgiving. We have news to talk about from Missouri to Massachusetts and from Ohio down to Texas, but we begin in California, where attempts to pass sports betting legislation fell flat on their ass. This week's big story is no surprise. In fact, we spoke about it just last week. Everyone expected California sports betting to fail, and it did spectacularly. There were two initiatives on the California ballot, both of which could have regulated sports betting in the state, neither of which came anywhere near the 50% of votes needed in order to pass. Prop 26 would have allowed sports betting at tribal casinos, but only received 30% of the vote. Prop 27 would have allowed online sports betting in the state, but only received 16% of the vote. So now Californians will have to wait for legal sports betting until at least 2024. Meanwhile, in Massachusetts, sports betting is getting ready for a launch early next year. State residents will be able to bet on the Super Bowl, with casinos taking in-person sports bets by late January. Online sports betting will have to wait, however, until at least March. And what about Missouri? Well, the Show Me State wants to see some sports betting as soon as possible. In fact, legislation to regulate the activity was just rolled out last week, with lawmakers calling it a top priority. After all, most of the states surrounding Missouri already have legal sports betting. Then there's my home state of Texas, where the governor had promised that if he were re-elected, he would consider the expansion of casino gambling and sports betting in the state. And he was just re-elected last week, so I reckon we're going to find out right quick whether he was serious or just making some of those election year campaign promises. Now, Texas already has the lottery, and horse racing, and dog racing, and poker rooms, and a few tribal casinos. So what are a few more casinos and sports betting? Besides, Texans love to gamble. I should know. But if you don't believe me, just ask the owners of the casinos in Louisiana and Oklahoma whose cars are filling their parking lots each weekend. And when we come back from the break, a sports betting story out of Ohio that you have to hear to believe. And even then, you might not believe it.
This week's special promotion is for the CampoBet Casino. You can find exclusive offers at Casino City for CampoBet and hundreds of other sites. Simply visit online.casinocity.com for details.
Just in time for the Thanksgiving holiday, this week's game review is for the Turkey Revolt Extreme online slot from our friends at High Five Games. It's a 5-reel, 4-row, 10-pay-line slot that comes with bonus spins and a bonus round, plus stacked wilds and scatterbucks. There's a mobile version, so you can bring this game with you when you travel to Grandma's house for Thanksgiving dinner. Find the full review for Turkey Revolt Extreme and hundreds of other games when you visit our YouTube channel. And finally this week, in a story almost too ridiculous to believe, the Hard Rock Casino in Cincinnati, Ohio will be opening a sportsbook on January 1st. And who better to place the first bet at their new sportsbook than baseball legend Pete Rose? I can't make this shit up, people. Yes, in what seems like a bad joke, or perhaps a publicity stunt gone horribly wrong, baseball legend Pete Rose, the same Pete Rose barred from the Baseball Hall of Fame for betting on baseball games, he's going to place the inaugural bet at the casino's new sports book when it opens in January, thus proving that indeed sometimes truth really is stranger than fiction. And remember, no show next week. I'm off for Thanksgiving. Safe travels to you all.
You talking to me?